네, 여러분 식사 맛있게 하셨을까요?
So, ladies and gentlemen, did you all enjoy your lunch break? Now we are going to begin session 4. At this session, we have 4 presentations in store for you, and after all the presentations are over, we're going to have a combined Q&A session. So let's move on to session 4.
Today, we're going to have 4 presenters and we'll have a Q&A session after all of the presentation. Without further ado, let's continue the momentum and dive into session 4. 현장에서 발표해 주시는 발표자분들께서는 20분 내외로 발표 시간을 지켜주시면 감사하겠습니다. We kindly ask speakers to keep the talks to 20 minutes or less for a smooth operation. 세션 4의 첫 발표는 한국보건산업진흥원 국제의료본부의 한동우 본부장님께서 한의학 해외 환자 유치 현황과 향후 전망이라는 제목으로 준비해 주셨습니다. To kick off session 4, we have a captivating presentation by Dong-woo Han, Director of Korea Health Industry Development Institute. His presentation is titled Overseas Awareness of Biohealth in Korea and the Status of Foreign Patient in Korean Medicine. 여러분 큰 박수로 한동우 본부장님 모시겠습니다.
Thank you very much. As was introduced, I am Han Dong-woo, Director of Korea Health Industry Development Institute. In this 4th session of the 2024 conference, I am very honored and pleased to be one of the speakers here. The weather outside is very nice in Jeju Island, but you are here in this room to have this discussion. Thank you very much for coming. I was given 20 minutes and I was once again reminded of the importance of keeping time. So it is now 1:37. I'm going to be finished before 2 as I promised now. My general topic is about the future prospect of attracting international patients for the Korean medicine. I'd like to first talk about what is the current awareness of the Korean medicine, and then I'll be talking about what is the future prospect of demand for the Korean medicine from overseas based on my data available. Since I wrote this in English, I chose the word of consumer here, but anybody can be the patient and anybody can be consumers. And for human beings, it is only natural for them to have the needs of the healthcare. And those people who are living abroad, not in Korea, and potentially the users of the Korean medicine can be called as consumers. So we had the survey for them. So what kind of awareness they would have for the Korean medicine. We have ChatGPT nowadays, but I did the Googling, and when you have the image search for the Korean medicine, these are roughly the pictures I get for this search. Lovely Planet, Wikipedia, and others show these kind of images of Korea with beautiful nature and rich cultural heritage and dynamic urban landscape. These are actually the images of Korea to the eyes of the foreigners and international people. So this is quite symbolic for us to have a background. Yesterday, I was Googling once again. I searched traditional medicine, and these are the first images that I received yesterday. They had very natural or organic ingredients for the herbal medicine, and they had the herbs for medicine. So these are the first images. Then I also used the word Korean medicine. Here they have the Eastern Mirror of the Treasure as a book, the practitioner's treatment pictures for the patients and acupunctures and so on. These are the images probably that are seen by the foreigners when they think of Korean medicine. So this is my introduction. For overseas consumers to think of Korea as an identity of a nation, it is about the biohealth and services in detail. So I also was wondering what kind of images they would have for the biohealth and medical service in Korea. We would have the recognition worldwide because we had well endured COVID-19 with our equipment and quarantine measures and many others. I'm sure that we have enhanced our awareness because of that. So I did the survey once again for these international people. So we have the name of this organization, and it was 1999 when we established this KHIDI, and it's about the health and promotion. And the healthcare is the word we are choosing to name this organization, as well as the ministry. So ministry also has Ministry of Health and Welfare, and we have used the word health there. And then we started to use bio, and after that, then nowadays we're using bio health in combination of bio and health after 2000s. Anyways, when it comes to the level of the medical services in Korea, we wanted to know what is the understanding of international people about this. That's why we did the survey. And after COVID-19, everything was changed. So bacteria and also COVID were also the common words and the mostly used keywords nowadays. So the bigger the size, the more frequent they are being used. And also we had the survey 2 years ago with 19 countries in 25 cities. We selected those cities and those countries because we had the list of the importing countries with the highest demand for the Korean cosmetics and the medicines, and we chose top 19 countries and 25 top cities. So that was 2023 when we did that. So we asked a question regarding what would be the keyword for Korean medicine in their minds. That they chose the word innovative, and then they chose the word high quality and technology, and then they also used the word discriminative. Because of the image, I couldn't get the English version here, but here, if you look at the table here, this is about the understanding level of Korean medicine, and also when it comes to that, what is the intention of visiting Korea. On the right side, there is a quadrant to show you that Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, and other countries, people are intending to come to Korea with the high level of understanding about Korean medicine. And also, on the other hand, they have the lower wish to come to Korea even though they had high understanding of the Korean medicine, and also they have the lower understanding and lower intention. So you see that on the second quadrant, they have a lot of countries that have both the intention and understanding. Then we also had the study about correlation between perceptions of biohealth products and medical services in Korea, also in proportion with the understanding of the Korean as a country. They also had countries that have high intention of using the biohealth, including Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, and the Kazakhstan. Then how many foreign patients are visiting Korea for the purpose of medical services? So that's what we call medical tourism, and also every year the Korean Tourism Office is getting the statistics and report it to the Ministry of Health and Welfare with the number of tourists coming to Korea for the medical services. As you might already know, they have the two concepts of the patients who are actually coming to the clinicals as outpatients with very minor symptoms. So these blue ones are the statistics with the numbers of the patients with the minor illnesses. It was 1.1 million as of last year, and they came to Korea for the purposes. And also they have the actual patients who are actually 1:5 ratio from the minor patients. As of last year, the number of these actual patients was 650,000. And if we include minor symptom patients, that is more than 1.1 million. That was the number taken last year, based on the reports actually made to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Therefore, there can be many more patients who are coming to the Korean medicinal facilities without reporting. Therefore, it can be many more. So if you have the number of patients and also you have patient visits, actually the last year's number is quite similar to the year before. And then we have 139 countries visiting Korea in 2009, but last year it reached 198 countries, which is taking almost all the countries in the world. The biggest number of the patients is found in Japan, the US, China, and so on. So these are the number of patients with minor symptoms, and also we have the actual patient numbers. If you look at the US and the Mongolia, they have the real patients with actual illnesses, and they are taking up the beds in the hospitals. Therefore, they are also taking bigger percentage of the patients in the medical facilities in Korea. I told you about the 650,000 actual patients in Korea from other countries. So if you combine all the numbers to Korea, that's a 650,000. Now, the question is, out of them, how many will be visiting Korea for traditional Korean medicine? So out of 600,000, 18,000 came to Korea for the traditional medicinal purposes. So if you look at this percentage here, we have never had a year when this number was overpassing 20,000. It started with 2,000 in 2009, and it is now 18,000. So it is kind of six-fold development. But compared to the other patients for all the departments, it's quite lagging behind. So Korean medicine patients is taking maximum 6.3% and minimum 1.4% out of all the clinical departments. So most of the departments attracting foreign patients is dermatology and the skin problems, and in that order with 63% and others. So if you also look at the nationality, Korean medicine patients are mostly coming from Japan, Mongolia, China, and that order. When we looked at the statistics in detail, Japan had increased the percentage of their patients coming to Korea, starting from 37.5% to 46 to and 57% over the years. And Japan has a lot of patients coming to Korea because of major reasons for the medicinal purposes, and that one of the biggest countries is Japan. One thing that requires attention is this kind of question. What kind of features do we have for these patients? And then we have the percentage of men and women in terms of these patients, and that in itself is the big differentiator. So as a total, the percentage between men and women is 67 to 23. But Korean medicine patients are actually having more men than women because the ratio is 83 versus 16. And then the difference has come down until 2018, and then it spread once again. Therefore, we have many more male patients than female patients compared to the all medicinal purposes. So women is taking, of course, 83% in 2023 over the course of the years, starting from 63% in 2016. This trend has been continued until today. And how many foreign patients have visited Korea from which countries? For the last several years, we looked at the data, and also for the women, Japan sent a lot of people. China had fluctuations. It was on and off. And then also from the U.S., we had the male and female patients, which is with higher percentage of the female. So if you have top three countries that are sending their patients, to Korea, Japan, China, and the U.S., the ratio of female is increasing nowadays. Also, let's look at what kind of preferences do they have for the Korean medicine, Korean traditional medicine. I mean, last year we had the survey, and we asked a question to those people who have the experience of using traditional medicine of their own countries. So if they had their experiences of having their own traditional medicine, we took 2,500 respondents, and among them they said that 12% of them said they had their own use of traditional medicine. It was about like 10,000 people out of the 17 countries. So it was less than drugstore usage. And overall, we can say that the demand of the traditional medicine in itself doesn't seem to be so conspicuous. My country, Kazakhstan, was leading the pack, to be followed by Germany, Australia, China, Mexico, and others. So all these people answered yes, they have used their own traditional medicine in their own countries. We looked at the percentage between gender, so women was higher than men. By age, in their 40s, they had highest ratio of using traditional medicines. So it's not just about the Korean medicine or Korean traditional medicine. If they had their own ethnic traditional medicines, women in their 40s seem to be the biggest people in the demand. We had our sources of sending our people to other countries. 13 Korean medicine hospitals are now working in other countries. In USA with 5 facilities, Kazakhstan 2, and also we had 2 facilities in China. Kazakhstan, which has the highest need for their own traditional medicines, is ranking highest in terms of those countries that are using Korean medicine. By geography, it is quite convenient for anybody to come to Korea within the region of 7-hour flight distance. So that includes the Asian countries mostly. Australia can be part of it if you look at it, and many of the Asian and Southeast Asian countries can be our targets because of the distance by airplane. What kind of things we will need in order to make our traditional medicine sustainable in the future? It's not just about the traditional medicine, but for overall medical tourism, we need these 4 elements. Number 1, we have to have a very high quality because of the importance of medicine. Then we also have to have safety and credibility. And then we have to have the accessibility and convenience of the hospitals and the clinics. And also one of the most important thing is affordability with the price range offered. When we have the combination of these 4 elements, we can achieve the highest results of the traditional medicine. These pictures might seem to be very random, but with the high technology of translations with ChatGPT, we might have better result of translation like this. But these pictures were taken several years ago. That's about the mistranslation of Korean words. So in a restaurant, in this kind of tartar type meat, it was translated into 6 times because of the phonetic sound. And then for these B, and they had the translation into bank, which is a far outcry of the translations. We sometimes had difficulties of making the translations exactly. For example, when we have the pek do, and pek do is really different from the purse, and also when we have the ki, chi, and blood in the chi is not a blood by definition. So we had a very unique definition of Korean medicine, and these are quite old pictures, but it symbolizes the importance of having the right understanding and translation. Therefore, I took these pictures. If you look at the characteristics of the overseas patients on Korean medicine, each country has different level because of the different needs of those countries. So we have to identify what they really want, and also we have to have a very good targeting. Also, we can use K culture when it comes to the marketing for the publicity. Also, in other countries, in order to improve the awareness, we have to do a lot of things. We can differentiate our notion before and after COVID-19. Before COVID-19, when we had the recommendations for the clinicals and hospitals, they used acquaintances or friends to get the recommendation. But after COVID-19, they were resorting to the social media, YouTube, and online marketing to get the good recommendation of the hospitals and clinics. Therefore, this kind of viral messages will be very important, and also online marketing should be further pursued in the future. Also, the Middle Eastern countries where the K culture is a very popular thing, we can also improve our awareness. That includes Indonesia and Vietnam. So the social media can be used in order to have the thumb up for the Korean medicine so that they can be also relate to others. Now, this is about the future. We are living in a society and the era where people are really living the longest in our history. So how long is not important anymore. How well we live is more important. The life expectancy for male is 79 years old and for women is 85 years old. However, as for the healthy life expectancy, the women have longer life of health by 19 years. With women, when they reach the end of their life for 20 years, they are sick and sickly throughout the years. What is more important is to have a healthy life at the end of the days. Therefore, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of foreign patients coming to Korea who are mostly women, and then the demand of the traditional medicine is found in their middle-aged people in their 40s. Therefore, when we try to pinpoint our customers, we have to get women. And then we also have our advantages in Korea with the gynecology and the obstetricians. Therefore, we can have our traditional medicine specified to women. Also, when we have the visits to the traditional medicine doctors, they can also combine other departments like dermatology and other skincare. And then consultations can be made by the doctors to have the maintenance of their health and skin for the female patients. That is the advantage of Korean traditional medicine when it comes to women. In Japan, they had their highest demand on the chronic diseases, gynecological disease, dermatology, and they can be worked in conjunction with K culture. China is also a high country of the traditional medicine. Therefore, we have to distinguish traditional Chinese medicine and traditional Korean medicine. We can emphasize the advantage of KTM instead of KCM. It's TCM. So K culture can be also promoted. U.S. has a big issue with the insurance for the medical purposes, so we can entice those patients who are wanting better insurance coverage for the Korean treatments, and then they can get better treatment with Korean system instead of using their own insurance systems. So earlier I showed you these pictures as a result of our Googling. the future stays that way? That's a question we have to ask ourselves. We have to do something different in order to change this. Then what is the future trend? We can either choose to go for tradition or medicine. So this is a parting way. We have to choose between the two. The ideal world will have both of them, tradition and medicine. But if we have to choose one of them, I hope we can get your conclusion based on your ideas. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you so much, Dr. Han. We have been hearing the approaches that we can take in order to attract more overseas patients to Korean traditional medicines and pulse, chi, and blood. I am in agreement that we have to find the right word in English to have the correct understanding about these terminologies.
강남 자생한방병원 라이먼트 로이어 국제진료센터장님께서 전해주시겠습니다. Our next speaker in session 4 is Dr. Raymond Royer, Medical Director of International Clinic from Chaseng Hospital of Korean Medicine, Gangnam. He'll be delivering a presentation titled Chaseng's Strategy for Attracting Foreign Patients. 여러분 큰 박수로 센터장님 모시겠습니다.
반갑습니다. 일단은 인사.
So very nice to see you. I will begin the first part of my presentation in Korean for greetings. So I would like to thank the NICOM and ESCOM and Ministry of Health and Welfare for inviting me to this important conference. And because it's an international conference, and also I look very Western, so although English is not my native tongue, my native tongue is the Germans because I'm from Austria. But I will challenge myself to speak in English and make presentation. So let me switch to English from now on.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming here. I will introduce myself first. I'm the first Western Korean medical doctor in Korea. Yeah, that means I studied Korean medicine. Meanwhile, more than almost 30 years ago. And I'm the first doctor who has also the license to practice Korean medicine in Korea. And I'm working, as you can see, at Chaseng Hospital. Chaseng Hospital is now the leader of integrative medicine in Korea. I will introduce more details a little bit later on. So let's go over there. I'm the head of the international clinic at Chaseng in Gangnam in Seoul. And besides of that, I have a little bit more functions here and there. So let's see, what about the Chaseng International Clinic or the Chaseng Hospital? First of all, it was founded not too long ago, it's 1988, by Dr. Shin Sik, and he started with a very small one-man clinic, if you want, and then expanded and it grew, and now the Dr. Shin is also a doctor for Korean medicine 7th generation. And meanwhile, we are the largest hospital for Korean medicine regarding non-surgical treatments on spinal and joint conditions. Yeah. So how large are we? We have, in the meanwhile, we have 21 hospitals in Korea. Altogether, almost 1,500 beds for inpatients. Yearly patients, more than 300,000. Overall, we have more than 450 physicians, including traditional Korean medical physicians and allopathic Western medical doctors. And yearly treatments are more than 2.3 million treatments what we perform in our hospital. So what we are doing, we are, as I mentioned already, a hospital for integrative medicine, which I think, by the way, is the future of medicine anyway. And how we do that, as I said, we are specializing on spinal condition, joint problems, and those conditions, if it's not a traumatic fracture or anything, those conditions are mostly degenerative conditions. Yeah? So, of course, in order to diagnose the patient properly, we use the state-of-the-art means. That means we have x-rays, we have MRIs, we have CT scans, we have blood tests, we do everything in our hospital. And after we get a proper diagnosis, we start, of course, the treatment. And the treatment, that is mostly, as we call it, traditional. But tradition means not old, yeah, for sure. It means it has a long tradition, and it's upgraded and updated all the time. And for instance, for treatment for spinal and joint condition, what we use mostly are a combination of basic acupuncture. Yeah, you all know acupuncture, but it's not only the needle acupuncture applied in certain acupoints while you lay down, for instance, which is the common approach of acupuncture. We have specific, special kind of acupuncture treatment methods. For instance, so-called motion style acupuncture. Maybe some of you heard it, for some of you it's a new concept. Motion style means we apply some needles in certain parts and then we move or walk the person or the patients. And by this, the muscle tension or the condition eases up more fast, what we find out. So that's one part, the motion style acupuncture, very specific in our hospital. Then we also have herbal medicine, of course, yeah, taken orally. Most of, or many recipes are quite old and traditional, but what we did, we updated them, and also we did a lot of research on how they work scientifically. So make some evidence out of the treatments. So one of them, and the major one we use for spinal condition, is the Shimbaro, what you see on the left end. It's a combination of different herbs. And this specific compound is also released as an allopathic drug in Korea. Interestingly enough, and that mirrors the Korean Medical Society, because it's traditional medicine and Western medicine. Interesting enough, this specific medication, which is an allopathic drug, can only be prescribed by Western medical doctors. Interesting. Anyway, besides of the medicine you take orally, we also have a special treatment which is called pharmacopuncture. That means two compounds come together. One is medication and one is acupuncture. So we use both the benefits of both sides and increase the effect for the treatment. And among the pharmacopuncture drugs we use is also Shimbaro. We did a lot of research on how it works. So we found out that it helps to not just to reduce the pain, which is of course the main concern of the patients, reduce the pain, but it also helps to protect and regenerate spinal tissues. We have seen bone cells regenerate, we have seen cartilage regenerate, even nerve tissue, nerve cells grow again or regenerate again. So that's why it is the main drug we use for many spinal and joint conditions. And besides of that, we are using, for instance, also bee venom as an injection drug. Bee venom has also very good effect as an anti-inflammatory drug, but also for improving the immune system. So there are a lot of different drugs as well, but here only two are mentioned. And then there is also a treatment which is called Chuna manipulation. That means we try to adjust and align the spine, because many conditions are because our spine is misaligned. Also the joints sometimes need some adjustment. So those kind of traditional approach our treatment program for in this integrative medical approach. Okay, so then let's go to the next one. The international clinic. The international clinic. We are quite. First of all, we are quite multilingual. That means we have coordinators. They speak English, Russian, Mongolian, German, me, of course, Arabic, and Japanese. So we have a lot of stuff for each language and culture. It's not just a language. We also have to get close to their culture, because every culture thinks different. And then it's very important that we have an intermediator that kind of find the binding or the bound between, they can introduce and get the connection. Otherwise, there are a lot of misunderstanding, and the patient cannot trust because they don't understand. So it's very important that this kind of intermediate system work quite well for the safety and for the trust of the patients. So we have this kind of coordinating system. And those take care for the patients from the beginning, before they arrive to Korea, because sometimes often they send their medical information to us, and we give them their outline and plan. And then they come to Korea, and during their stay in Korea, we do all the services they need. And even after they leave, we do the follow-up, whatever they need in order to be satisfied in the end. Good. What kind of patients we are focusing mostly? Here you can see in 2019, that was before COVID. You see the portion of different countries. We have a lot of, that time we had actually still a lot of Russian, Kazakhstanian, which is still the biggest portion now, but also Mongolian actually quite a lot. And since about 2015, many patients come, or even before, many patients, or more patients come from Arabic countries, like Emirates, or as you can see, Saudi and Kuwait and those kind of countries. So that was the portion that time. Here you see a graph with how the patient increased over the years. Starting in 2006, so the international clinic was more or less implemented in 2006 when I joined Chasing. So since then you see the increase of foreign patients up to last year. Last year we are back more or less to not fully yet to 2019 when we had the peak, but this year we reach over the 2019 level already. So it's a good year to say. So what is the secret of Chasing for attracting international patients? Basically, there is no secret. I mean, it's very complex, and every step counts, as we say. Let's look into those steps. What steps are important in order to finally attract a foreign patient to come to our hospital and get some treatment in our hospital. So I hope I can, this is a video. Can I somehow click for the video? No. Is there a button for? Doesn't work, huh?
네, 혹시 영상 플레이 좀 도와주시겠어요?
That's a different one.
Oh, I think it's working right now.
Maybe yes.
It's not yours.
It's ours, yes. That's
yes.
okay.
네, 맞습니다. 감사합니다.
과학적 평가와 신뢰를 통해 한방의 우수성을 중동에 아는 자세, 치료 기술뿐 아니라 인적 교류를 통한 나눔의 의료를 실천할 수 있는 더 큰 기회가 되었음을 기뻐하며 한방의 우수성을 알리는 데 더욱 앞장서겠습니다.
Okay. Yes, as you could see, it's always good to have a video in the presentation because otherwise all the people sleep. But when they see a video, then, oh, what's that? Just to get a small insight about our approach, yeah, we try to promote, yeah, and promotion means let them know. How do we let them know? Yeah, in that time, like 10, 15 years ago, the TV was a good media for letting them know. Of course, I did countless interviews for medias here in Korea, for international medias, in order to promote and introduce Korean medicine, because nobody knew Korean medicine. What is Korean medicine? So I had to do the basic, very basic, to tell the people in the world what about Korean medicine, what does it do, what's the benefit of it. So that was one part, yeah, go through the medias. Then the second part was we had to work together with the government, and we get a lot of grants. We participate in different projects. Here is one for this year, the latest one, as you can see with the NICOM. Thank you, NICOM. They granted us some for a project, some support, and now we are actually promoting Korean medicine to different countries, especially the so-called Middle East, yeah, the Gulf region. We are focusing with this project on that region. So that is the recent one. Then we had before, in 2019, we did also a collaboration with the government to teach foreign doctors who are interested in Korean medicine, and we give them not just lectures, but we show them our what we're doing with the treatment. Yeah, they have to practice. They have to learn to practice with us. Yeah, so these kind of programs we did for doctors who are interested. Then we had a joint venture with Kyrgyzstan, with the national hospital there. We went there and treated their population, their people, with Korean medicine. Yeah, that was also a quite interesting project. Lasted until COVID started, 2020, for 3 years. Then here was another project with Mongolian people, a so-called medical service sharing. Yeah, the patients come to Korea, get the treatment for free. Yeah. and we also participated and treated some of those patients. So that's one, some government projects together. Then another one is global collaboration and medical education, which is for sure also important, because you should not just let the patients know how good your treatment is, but you also have to kind of convince the medical society that this treatment is a good treatment, that this treatment is safe, and it's scientific as well. So to teach them, we have a lot of collaboration. Here you see USA collaboration with ACCME. Our professor from US will know what that means. And Jaseng is the only hospital, as far as I know, not just in Korea, but in Asia, East Asia, that that is accredited for this council to give lectures to physicians in US physicians. Yeah, so that is one of the things we do. Then, of course, another mean for introducing our medicine and introducing the scientific data is a journal. We also have our own journal produced and published at Jaseng. So it started in 2022. Then we have our former president. He gave lectures for the American DHA, yeah, that's the defense health system there for military personnel, and for the doctors who are in this defense health society, they got the lecture from us in order to treat spinal conditions non-surgically. So that was one thing. And then we have a yearly annual kind of academic conference, which we started in 2018. Yeah, so maybe some of you from foreign countries maybe at one of our next conferences, maybe we can invite you, and then you can also present some interesting ideas and knowledge to us. So every year we had it. It was planned annually, but during COVID it was a bit difficult. One time we had it online conference in 2021. And this year, also in August, we had the last conference here in Seoul again. So that is another part of our efforts. And then, of course, we do a lot of research. We have our own research center, yeah, which produces the evidence that our treatment is good. And you see, we are in different fields. We do covering all the fields which need to be researched. So experimental and clinical studies we do on humans, animals, lab, in vitro, and then of course analytical data studies and academic studies like data analysis as well as surveys. And you see, overall we have about 290 publications already out. We get grants for our research, 41 projects we got support with an amount of about almost now $10 million support of the government. Korea, the traditional medicine, the Korean medicine, which part, what are the focus of Korean medicine in Korea? So as you can see, we found out in 2008-9 about 60 or 1/3 of the patients had treatment for the spinal and joint condition, musculoskeletal conditions. And out of that, about 68% of payment from the government insurance belong to this category of musculoskeletal conditions. And here you see among the people who are coming from abroad for getting treatment in a Korean hospital facility, about 1/3 of them were getting Korean medicine. Others were skincare and cosmetic, almost 50%, and other health check, about 35%. This is not the recent data. That's about 10 years ago. Yeah. So that time, because why I mentioned that? Because that time we did a study, a study on the satisfaction of foreign patients who come to Korea to our hospital and get treatment. And so I have the data here from that time. So we tried to find out how they come to Korea, what are the channels, what type of treatment they get, what is the satisfaction out of the treatment. You see the criteria. I have a look at the, you have to finish. Anyway, the criteria for including to this survey. Finally, we had about 1,700 patients screened during a period of 3 years from 2012 to 2015. And you can see, as our previous presenter already mentioned, there were more female than male, mostly 40s, in their 40s. The countries where they come most often was Japan, Russia, Kazakhstan, those countries in that period of time. Now also the Gulf region picked up. So the most common diagnosis was cervicalgia, so neck pain. And the channels, how they came to Korea, that time agencies. Agencies are very important because they do the promotion, they do the introduction instead of us. We don't know the market in different countries. So the agency do this job. They know their markets and they can introduce our treatments and find the patient group that can have treatments with us. Okay, here low back pain was the main complaint the patients have. Also interesting, the change of a group of nationalities coming to Korea for treatment or to a hospital. Before 2012, the biggest group was Japanese. And then after 2012-13, it suddenly dropped dramatically from 43% to 13%, and that's also an obstacle, I would call it, on the international treatment line, because international means country to country, and sometimes countries have good relations, and sometimes countries have less good relations, and when it's less good, that affects also the patient influx. Or if the currency change in Japan was both some political condition between Korea and Japanese, and then the Japanese yen dropped dramatically. So for Japanese people, it became so expensive to go abroad for treatment. So as you can see, the result, patient dropped. In contrary, we see the people from Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China increased substantially during the 3 years. Especially Kazakhstan increased 10 times within 3 years, and Mongolia even 50 times. That time, Mongolians started to go abroad for treatment, and Korea was the closest partner to such treatment. Here you see the treatments, what we did, what was the satisfaction with it. Finally, we did the survey with 133 surveys we got return, because it's not easy for patients, or I don't know, they don't like to participate in surveys, it seems. So even though we had 1,700 patients, we contacted after the treatment, but only 135 responded. And out of those, we can see the satisfaction with our treatment was with about 90%. So they were satisfied, especially with acupuncture, pharmacopuncture, but also herbal medicine. And most satisfactory they were with the professionals, with the doctor, with the medical personnel, but also with coordinators and the interpreters, because they have a very essential role in service presentation for the patient. Okay, here you see the means how they were introduced to a hospital. Not just to a hospital, but generally medical tourism. A larger survey said that about almost 40% of patients getting any kind of treatment in Korea, they were recommended by word of mouth, so in recommendations, and agency about 19%. For Korean medicine, as I mentioned before, almost 1/3 of the patients were introduced by agencies. So that means basically that the Korean medicine, because it's not well known in other countries, so we need somebody who can introduce the medicine to those people, and the agencies did this job. So that's why the most patients came through the help of agencies to our hospital. Okay, then we see a few more details about the outcome. Oh, that's okay. Time-wise, we are a little bit late. Sorry for that. But thank you for listening. I hope it was a little bit helpful. And I see most of you wake up because maybe it was very interesting, wasn't it? Thank you very much.
네, thank you very much. 자생 한방병원이
Was a good presentation regarding Jaseng, Korean medicine doctor, about the strategy to attract international patients. Now let's move on to the next presentation.
and patient-centered 광안men Hospital's Medical Tourism Experience라는 제목으로 중국 중의과학원 광안문병원 국제의료부 부장이신 신한류 교수님께서 발표해 주시겠습니다. For the third lecture in the session, we have the privilege of hearing from Dr. Xian Liu, Director of International Medical Department at 광안men Hospital at China Academy of Chinese Medical Sciences. 네, 여러분 큰 박수로 함께 교수님 모시겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, please make a big hand. 네, 지금 다음 발표자이신 신한류 교수님 혹시 자리에 안 계실까요? 네. 잠깐 자리를 비우신 것 같은데요. 혹시 그럼 그 다음번 강의를 먼저 시작해도 될까요? 네, 그럼 잠깐 기다려 보겠습니다. 잠깐 교수님 오시는 것까지 기다려 보고요. I would like to ask for your kind understanding that the next speaker is not in the hall right now, so we need to wait for a minute for her to come. 네, 그럼 여러분 지금 다음 연사를 기다리면서 한 10분 정도 잠깐 휴식 시간을 가지도록 하겠습니다. We're gonna have a 10-minute break, so we will resume the session in 10 minutes. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much for your generous understanding in advance. 휴식이
So that was a very short break. I hope that was good for your refreshment. And we will switch the presentation order and we'll first begin with the third presentation, which is about strategies for promoting Thai traditional medicine tourism.
아빠이 부벳 병원에서 태국 전통 및 대체의학 분야의 어시스턴트 디렉터를 맡고 계신 퍼카크롱 광카오님께서 전해주시겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to invite the third speaker of session 4, the presentation titled Strategies for Promoting Thai Traditional Medicine Tourism, Thailand Experiences, will be delivered by Dr. Pakakrong Gwangkao, Assistant Director for Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicine Affairs at Hospital and Ministry of Public Health, Thailand. 여러분 그러면 큰 박수로 함께 퍼카크롱 광카오님 맞이하겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, please make a big hand.
สวัสดีค่ะ
여러분 안녕하십니까? 먼저 주최 측에 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 한국한의학진흥원 그리고 에스콤 그리고 보건복지부 측에 감사의 말씀 드립니다. 이렇게 태국의 경험을 공유할 수 있는 기회를 주시고 또 태국 전통의학에 대해서 소개할 수 있는 기회를 주셔서 감사를 드립니다. 제가 20분밖에 발표 시간이 주어지지 않았기 때문에 바로 발표를 시작하겠습니다. 그런데 혹시라도 질문 있으시거나 코멘트가 있으시면 나중에 질문을 해주시기 바랍니다. 자, 제가 오늘 말씀드릴 내용입니다. 왜 태국 전통 의료 관광이 인기를 끌고 있는지에 대해서 말씀을 드리고 그 다음에 태국 전통의학의 기본 원칙에 대해서 조금 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 그런 다음 이 태국
activities, and the last one I will show you the example of activities that we have done in my hospital. I think many of you may have heard of the book Start with Why, right? I like to start with why because when we know why, we can respond and manage it in the proper way. So why TTM tourism gained popularity? I have boiled it down into three main lessons. The first one, not only Thai traditional medicine, but all traditional medicine is a part of global trend. Nowadays, many people seeking for holistic healthcare approach. We all know that mind, body, and also spirit are connected. And this one can be managed by traditional medicine. The second lesson is actually TTM or Thai traditional medicine is deeply rooted in Thai culture. As compared to Korean, Chinese medicine, or even Ayurveda, Thai traditional medicine is not well known like them. However, we have to accept that some practices like Nuot Thai or Thai massage or even Thai cuisine are those two things that when the visitor, especially international visitor, come to Thailand, wish to eager to try. And actually, this kind of thing in our daily life for the Thai people. Together with Thai hospitality, and we have to accept that for Thai government, we have implement and promote health tourism industry for a long time. So we have like quite a good infrastructure to support this kind of thing. And the last one, traditional medicine itself is more affordable as compared to the Western medicine because traditional medicine itself doesn't rely on advanced technology. However, in the future, it might be changed because on the day I left from Thailand to Korea, I have read the news. It said that there was one traditional Chinese medicine hospital in Thailand. They developed AI. It's like an assist tool for the doctor to help doctor to diagnose and provide consultation to the patient. So in the future, AI may have played the big role and traditional medicine will change a lot in the next few years. And this is the example of the
tourism campaign that have done by the government. The government promote Thailand as a wellness destination by applying Thai way of life. During the COVID-19 outbreak, we ran out of modern medicine because in Thailand we depend heavily on import the raw material for modern medicine. We didn't have modern medicine. So we start one project. It's like community-based project. We encourage the people in the community to grow herb and use herb as a food and also for treatment to improve immunity and also prevent to get the infection of SARS-CoV-2. After evaluation, it found that this kind of project is very cost effective. So we expand this kind of project to the other communities throughout Thailand. Once the country opened, we use this kind of model with international visitor because there are some international visitor came to Thailand. They just supply that how we stay because we was not the first country that have vaccine. We have to wait around almost 1 year to get the vaccine after like US or the other country. But we use Earth to take care ourselves. So the government used this trend to put up and set up the campaign for international tourism. I also would like to give you a little bit information about Thai traditional medicine services situation in my country. Thai government put priority on promoting Thai traditional medicine because they wish to use Thai traditional medicine as the treatment option for our patients. And also they wish to use it as the engine to boost economy of the country. So when you go to Thailand, in public hospital, almost everywhere provide both modern and traditional medicine, at least Nuat Thai. But in some hospital, like my hospital, we are regional hospital in the east of Thailand. We are the first tertiary hospital that bring Thai traditional and herbal medicine to use in the services. So we have various kind of service, not only Nuat Thai, herbal medicine, traditional midwifery, and also we have like link with modern medicine. In some cases, if the patient does not respond well to modern medicine, the doctor send the patient to see traditional medicine. So we have some kind of integrative model, particularly in complicated disease like psoriasis or like stroke. We have this kind of system that support each other between modern medicine and traditional medicine. And this is another campaign, but for myself, I think we have to learn from Korea. Thai government tried to push what they call 5F soft power. What 5? Food, film, fashion, fighting, and festival. One of F is food. They launched the campaign, let Thai food be your medicine. They invite chefs from both domestic and international to cook Thai food by using the Thai herbal ingredient. However, there is a big debate in the country whether we should say this kind of thing are our soft power. We have to learn from Korea. You never say K culture is your soft power. But the outsider said, right? So this is a thing that I think we have to learn more from Korea. And the principle of TTM, we have to accept that Thailand is a small country. We have been dominated by the big country like India, like China. Originally, TTM was received through belief of Buddhism and blend with traditional medicine of the big country, as I mentioned before, China and India. However, it's built through the process of selection, adoption, adaptation, and utilization to suit Thai way of life. So in general, the concept of TTM similar to Ayurveda, Chinese, or even Korean, but in detail a little bit different. In the past, TTM, like the author traditional medicine, we don't have like the equipment to check whether what's wrong in the body. So we link the body and sickness with the nature. According to the theory, there are 4 elements in the body: earth, wind, water, and fire. So when the body gets sick, it's because of imbalance of these 4 elements. And recently, Nuot Thai or Thai massage is listed as a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage. This makes the opportunity for the government to promote Nuot Thai. Nuot Thai is just for relaxation, it's just only for treatment. However, we have the theory back up behind. In acupuncture, you have body meridian, right? In Nuot Thai, we also have body meridian. We have 10 main body meridian throughout the body. And in our classical text, explain very clearly how each line connected. And when we have particular kind of disease or symptom, which point we have to press or which point we have to do acupressure. So this is the thing that we have in the country. And this is key strategy for attracting international visitor. The first one, addressing Thailand's cultural riches for wellness. We have to accept that Thai hospitality is the thing that attract people to come to Thailand. Also Thai food and Nuot Thai. So the government used this thing to develop the package. As I mentioned before, during the COVID-19, we have the pilot project and we expand to international visitor. We invite them to stay with Thai family in the community, teach them how to grow herb at home, how to use it for treatment, for cooking. So they learn cooking and they stay with Thai family. So this is another campaign that government have done. The second one, do collaboration with relevant agency like travel agency and wellness center. And also usually Thailand Authority of Tourism, they're responsible for promoting tourism of the country. However, when they want to work to put TTM in the package, they have to work with Ministry of Health and also Department for Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicine to develop integrated packages with TTM experiences. And the third strategy, investing in digital marketing and influencer partnership to attract a global audience. In the picture, you will see Lisa holding one thing. It is inhaler or yadom. I think if you have been to Thailand, you just wonder why Thai people, starting from young generation to old generation, everyone have yadom in the bag. Even myself, I have one in my bag. I don't know why we have to use it, but it is cultural habit. We use when we feel tired, when we feel stressed, when we don't feel good, and after use it, it make more energetic and relaxed. So before Lisa hold this yadom, no one know this brand. But after this picture appeared to the public, the product become shortage after that. And the last key strategy, which is important for Thailand, is certifying standard of services throughout the value chain. We standardize, we do certification, not only personnel that have various levels starting from manager, therapist, traditional doctor. We also certify the program and also the facility as well. And this is the example of activity done in my hospital. My hospital is the regional hospital in eastern part of Thailand. You will see on the left-hand side, it is the heritage building with 115 years old. It's what built for the King Rama V. and later is used as the hospital. But however, we don't use it for hospital anymore because we have new building already, and we use it as the museum. And in that museum, there is traditional pharmacy, because according to traditional theory, each individual have their own different. When we want to take care ourselves, we have to do individually. It's not like fit for all concept as Western medicine. Apart from providing treatment and rehabilitation to our patient, we also develop the wellness package to cope with the health problem that commonly found in the society. For example, many people have problem with sleep. So we developed the program 3 days, 2 nights. The patient or the people can come to see us, stay with us. We provide massage, herbal medicine, food, and also meditation. I think right now in meditation, when we say there are various types of meditation, but in Thailand there is one type of meditation, what we call SKT. It developed by one scholar in Mahidol University, and this type of meditation, they have done many researches and public international journal, and it found that when we continue us doing this meditation for a period of time, it improved both overall health and also mental health. And also we have the program for mindfulness that particularly for the one who like to do the meditation in the right way, and also the nutrition and overall health. And you will see from this, in our hospital we have done we have bring TTM into our hospital for more than 40 years. So we have various units that relate or provide TTM services. We have spa, we have Nuot Thai or massage, we have herbal store, we have organic green shop, and we also have factory and Thai pharmacy, and also the museum. We connect all these facility together and make it become tourism route under the concept pray and learn at Apai Pube. Why we use pray and learn? Because we don't want them to just only come and feel happy or feel good only, but we want them to learn what Thai traditional medicine is and how can they apply Thai traditional medicine to taking care themselves. This is so that's why it become pay and learn at Apai Pube. Last year, our hospital was invited to participate in ITB Berlin 2023. In the event, we organized the workshop inviting the international visitor learn about constitution. I'm not sure whether you understand about constitution or not, but it's similar to satsang in Korea. In Thai medicine, we also have this kind of word, because the reason we have different constitution, because we have different proportion of 4 elements in the body. And according to our theory, if we know which constitution we have, we can predict the illness that may occur in the future. And another way, we also can prevent the illness in the future as well. So we invite them to learn. We have questionnaire, so they after they do, they know what kind of constitution they have, and after that, blending yadom, which is a unique product to Thailand, and by using Thai herbs like Champa, Kalanka, or Rachawadi, many words it is in Thai, and rice bran, coconut, this kind of thing. So this is become my last slide. I think as compared to Korean, Chinese medicine or Ayurveda, Thai traditional medicine still far behind. We are not well known like all of them. However, when we develop the tourism program, we highlight our strength. Like I mentioned before, we highlight on Nuat Thai and also the Thai cuisine, blending with Thai hospitality. And we try to standardize services. We do standard, we do monitoring, we do certification, and we develop support system and collaborate with stakeholders, not only in the country, but internationally as well. And the last one, I think we have to learn. I have been here for 2 days and I learned a lot from the other country. And I think Thailand still far behind, but we need to constant to strengthen research, because even though the tourism just for healthy people, but every time the customer pay, they want the thing worth for them. They don't want to pay for nothing. They expect something back. So this is the key message that I wish to tell you today. Thank you very much.
네, 태국 전통 의학
Thank you very much. That was the promotion of TTM, Thai Traditional Medicine, and the initiatives and packages. Thank you very much.
people are also familiar with yadom because when we travel Thailand, one of the souvenir that we buy is yadom. 네, 저희도 아마 발표하시면서 타이 사람들, 태국 사람들은 야돔을
I'm sure that all of us are familiar with Yadum, which is carried by all the Thai people in their bags. So this is one of the souvenirs we take from Thailand when we travel. And then we will have the next presentation. That's the presentation we waited for. So we will invite Dr. Liu Xin Yan from Wan Mun Hospital, GAMH, for the Gwangan Men Hospital's medical tourism experience based on the efficacy and patient-centeredness.
on efficacy and patient-centered 광안만 Hospital's medical tourism experience. 여러분 그럼 큰 박수로 맞이하겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Okay, respected Ministry of Health and Welfare, National Institute for Korean Medicine Development, and the Society of Korean Medicine, I'm very grateful for the invitation to participate in the 2024 International Forum on Traditional Medicine. I'm Dr. Liu Xinyan, come from China, Beijing Guanmen Hospital, and please see the video about introduce of this hospital. Please play the video. Okay, thank you.
My name is Matthew from Minnesota, USA, and I am an international student at Guang'an Men Hospital. What attracted me the most to come to China is the ancient culture. Traditional Chinese medicine is deeply rooted in the Chinese culture, and it embodies the wisdom that the Chinese people have been using for thousands of years. Having passed down for the generations, Chinese medicine is always making progress and innovations. Its theoretical systems and its technical methods are becoming more and more enriched and developed. It has its charms and it is unique. Guang'an Men Hospital is located on the edge of the Beijing South Road. From here, one can see the Tianning Temple Tower of Liao Dynasty, the memorial pillar of Beijing City, and the monument honoring the birth of the capital. Every morning, I witnessed the 83-year-old Chinese medical master Xue Bo Shu practicing Tai Chi in the garden of the hospital. Both Chinese medicine and Tai Chi emphasize the balance between yin and yang. The International Medical Department offers outpatient and remote consultations for patients from 32 countries and regions, mainly in Russia, the United States, Japan, and the European Union.
thanks. Over the past 2 days, I have been deeply moved by the extraordinary efforts and dedication shown by medical colleagues in Korea in the field of traditional medicine. The natural beauty of Jeju Island is exchanging, and South Korea's tourism industry is thriving. Truly impressive. I sincerely hope to learn and exchange with friends here, discuss the latest development in the medical fields, and seek opportunities for cooperation to jointly promote the advancement of medical service. Firstly, please allow me to introduce the history of this hospital. Guanmen Hospital was founded in 1955, bringing together 47 masters of traditional Chinese medicine gathered to the capital of China, Beijing, by the side of Guanmen Bridge to establish the research institution. Currently, there is one founder still alive and still in clinic practice, who is 99 years old, National Master Dr. Liu Zhiming. Through the joint efforts of generals of Guanmen Hospital staff, this comprehensive traditional Chinese medicine hospital was established. Therefore, the team at Guanmen Hospital has always been a national level team, one of the best teams in China. We not only serve domestic patients, but also attract patients from various countries. In the early days of the founding of the nation, it's very difficult to import drugs and medical equipment. So traditional Chinese medicine filled the gap. A large number of foreign friends from other nations came to Guanmen Hospital for cataract surgery, hemorrhoid surgery, treatment of skin disease, rheumatism, and more. Guanmen Hospital is one of the earliest hospitals to engage in medical tourism. Sorry. For instance, in 1960s, many friends came from cataract surgery, and in the mid-1980s, groups of Japanese came to Guanmen Hospital for traditional Chinese medicine injection therapy for hemorrhoids. These cases fall under the category of cross-border medical tourism in the natural person mobility. Okay, we have clinics in Singapore and Malaysia. Guanmen Hospital was evaluated as TCM International Cooperation Base by the State Administration of TCM, approved by the Bupa Medical Quality Certificate. Cultivate international talents, engage in scientific research cooperation with many countries, build clinic in Singapore and Malaysia, participate in the annual service trade conference, and combat COVID-19 both domestically and internationally.
Now, Guamen Hospital has been a comprehensive TCM institution with 1,900 staff members, 1,300 medical personnel. The daily outpatient volume is about 8,000 to 10,000 visits. Annual outpatient volume is about 4 million, with more than half of them coming from outside the local area. Guamen Hospital combines integrating research, clinical practice, and education with 30 clinical departments. Among them, advantage departments include oncology, cardiology, rheumatology, dermatology, and endocrinology. And you see, he is the first founder of the 47 masters who are the beginners of this hospital. He is 99 years old. And present, the hospital is actively committed to promoting the construction of regional medical centers and medical consortia, successfully achieving a development layout of one hospital with 3 branches. In terms of scientific research, the hospital has published a total of 7,138 academic papers, including 700 papers in ACI journals, fully demonstrating the hospital's strengths and influence in the field of scientific research. Provide a few examples with international influence. Academic Tong Xiaolin, his team published a research article titled 散含化式 formula and its bioactive compounds exert antiviral and anti-inflammatory effects on COVID-19 in the prestigious journal Engineering. Another master is in the global top 2% scientists list, released by Stanford University and Elsevier. The director of the acupuncture department, Liu Zhishun, has been selected for the annual scientific influence list for 4 consecutive years since 2020. We attract the interests of international peers by hosting international conferences, having organized over 20 international academic conferences and participated in over 60 in the past 3 years. In terms of education, it undertakes clinical internships and training for foreign medical students with nearly 100 patients times annually. The hospital is the only one that conducts English health lectures for international patients in traditional Chinese medicine and has persisted for 11 years. Okay, the medical services provided by the International Medical Department. The International Medical Department was established in 2009 following the medical support and emergency service for the 2008 Olympic Games.
The BUPA group has certified the hospital service process. The International Medical Department currently sees 200 to 300 patients per day. Before the pandemic, it served over 10,000 foreign patients annually. After the pandemic, the number of foreign patients per year has dropped to 200 or 300. The patients come from 32 countries and regions, mainly from the United States, Japan, European countries. Before the pandemic, the patients with commercial insurance had an annual outpatient volume nearly 10,000. And now, after the pandemic, it's around 1,000 to 2,000 visits, has not yet fully recovered. International medical services achieve three trade models. One model is traditional medicine combined with commercial insurance service model. The hospital has signed directly billing agreements with 32 international commercial insurance companies. Foreign patients and tourists can have their traditional Chinese medicine diagnosis and treatment and Guanmen Hospital covered or reimbursed by insurance. The second model is a traditional Chinese medicine. Services have integrated with a modern healthcare system. We have achieved a cross-border two-way referral and consultation service trade model, provide second opinion and offering high quality, convenient, specialized traditional Chinese medicine service to the global market. We have cooperated with 3 medical groups in United States, covering over 100,000 Western medicine practitioners. It has also signed international medical cooperation agreements with Japanese medical groups or hospitals. And this cooperation has between the chosen Chinese and Japanese governments project. Every year, the two-way consultation and referrals can be completed for 10 cases. For example, a Japanese patient with lymphoma after breast cancer surgery received traditional Chinese medicine treatment advice through a consultation with Guanmen Hospital. And the third model is traditional Chinese medicine with medical tourism model, focus on specific disease. We select a medical tourism service package that have clear treatment plans, therapeutic effects, reasonable prices, and comprehensive services. We offer medical tourism services packages such as sequential treatment for nasal disease, sleep tourism, cardiac rehabilitation, and post-treatment rehabilitation for tumors. A TCM Medical Tourism Research Center has been established in this hospital to assist other institutions in Beijing, designed 40 different medical tourism service packages. Foreign patients treated at these clinics can apply for an extension of their visa. We believe the needs of the patient come first, with the patient at the core, therapeutic efficacy as a foundation. And secondly, ensuring medical safety, building a medical environment for patients, safe environment for patients. Medical safety is directly related to the life health and safety of patients. The measures we take include valuing staff training, language service, establishing and improving medical quality management systems and monitoring systems, and strictly supervising and managing the entire process of medical service. We promptly identify and correct problems and hidden dangers in the medical process to ensure the quality and effectiveness of medical service. Okay, we can try to get policy support by the local government and the central government. The local government policies support the tourist visas, medical costs, and payment policies. The central government supports to implement the service trade and medical tourism of TCM. For brand expansion in the integrated field of medical tourism, hospitals need to implement brand expansion strategies. So 10 years ago, we invited a group of doctors from United States to provide brand consulting from cultural connotations, market analysis, staff training, system construction to design products and process with the purpose 广安广博至精至诚. That's mean extensive and profound, precise and sincere. We built the Guanmen model for international medical services. And the slogan is more choice, more hope for traditional Chinese medicine. The slogan is designed to attract public interests and create a memorable impression, similar to your country's Samsung Electronics advertising slogan, fill the new space. And you see, our hospital is far from the center of the city and far from the area the foreigners live. So we have to choose two aspects to promote the uniqueness of the location. One is established a connection with Beijing's most famous center, Tiananmen, And to promote that when visiting Beijing, 2 gates are most safe. Tiananmen and Guang'anmen. Men, that means gates. So we say if you come to Beijing, you have to visit 2 gates. One is Tiananmen, one is Guang'anmen. Additionally, we are promoting that the east side of Guang'anmen, here, the Guang'anmen Bridge, is actually the birthplace of Beijing's history, the starting point of Yuan dynasty. Okay, today I stand here. I see Korean traditional medicine and Chinese traditional medicine have a historic connection. So we can talk about how to cooperate. We can consider about training, international training and exchange, combining online and offline methods, clinical practice training, and we can visit each other, learn from each other. Some other suggestion is international scientific research cooperation, collaborate with international renowned scientific research institutions. And we can also consider about cross-border e-commerce cooperation. Thanks all the friends for listening to my presentation. And please, I have another video to show you, and we can talk about strengthening cooperation in the future. If interest, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 네, 감사합니다. 환자 중심의 광안문 병원 사례. Sure.
Sorry.
You wanna play it right here. 네, 지금 비디오 하나 더 함께 보자고 요청을 하셨거든요. You want to play the video right here? 네? 비디오를 아까 전달을 드렸다고.
After being infected with COVID-19, there's a patient that has always been feeling flustered and fatigued. Following her friend's advice, the patient decided to consult a TCM doctor online. First of all, the patient opened the homepage of the International Internet Medical Platform. She logged into her personal account, selected a doctor, submitted relevant medical information for the appointment application. The platform then showed the informed consent form for the appointment. The International Internet Medical Platform provides multiple international cross-border payment methods, such as Visa, MasterCard, and GCB. The patient describes the type of symptoms their user has to the selected doctor. The doctor gives treatment advice and subsequent treatment opinions according to the medical data and conditions provided by the user. In addition to online consulting, the International Internet Medical Platform offers remote consultation service. In the consultation process, the several online parties can display their examination results at the same time. In this way, the TCM doctor can give a more accurate consultations on diagnosis and treatment, making the consultation process more relaxed and friendly. The International Internet Medical Platform also your favorite and suitable Chinese medicine, medicinal food, and other health products. With this convenient shopping service, the International Internet Medical Platform transports the goods to users, bringing them TCM benefits and intelligence. The International Internet Medical Platform provides doctors with a convenient service entrance to quickly bring communication with patients closer, as well as professional English medical records, writing, printing, and other functions. In terms of personal information protection, the platform complies with the EU GDRP, US HIPAA, Japan and South Korea's PPAS, Australia's Health Records Act, and China's MLPS Level 3 standard. The International Internet Medical Platform is established for providing overseas users with convenient and efficient TCM medical and health services. For more information about the International Internet Medical Platform, please visit our website.
네, 감사합니다. 이렇게 광안문병원 사례부터 마지막에 플랫폼에 관련된 영상까지 잘 봤습니다. 다시 한번 신현 리우 부장님 다시 한번 좋은
Man Hospital, along with the videos presented.
네 연사로부터
With that, we have finished listening to 4 presentations. Now is the Q&A time. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. We will deliver our microphone. When you do that, please stand up and please introduce yourself and tell us who your questions go to.
네, 아마 앞서 강연자분
I guess it means that we have had perfect presentations with great insights. So we haven't any hands raised up today. So this concludes our Q&A session. From now on, we'd like to have the closing session for 2024 International Symposium on Traditional Medicine. Before we do that, why don't we share video with pictures taken for the last 2 days? Please watch.
officially conclude this symposium, I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to the screen at the front. We're gonna watch a video clip filled with pictures taken throughout the 2 days symposium. 네, 아마 지금 영상이 준비되고 있는 것으로 아는데요. 여러분, 거의 이제 행사의 끝에 다다르고 있습니다. 지난 이틀 동안 꽉 찬 세션들에 참가하시느라 고생 많으셨고요. 부디 이번 이틀간의 심포지움이 여러분에 있어서 많은 도움이 되기를 바라겠습니다. 또 연사분들께서 발표의 끝마다 연락처를 다 남겨주셨으니까요. 다른 궁금증이나 질문이 있으면 이메일 편하게 보내시면 아마 답장을 잘 해주실 것이라 믿습니다. 네. 영상이 네, 그럼 저희 영상 전에 폐회사 먼저 시작하는 게 어떨까 싶습니다. 아마도 저희가 담은 사진이 굉장히 많아서 영상을 로드하는데 시간이 조금 걸리는 것 같아요.
Before we watch photos, maybe we can begin the closing ceremony with the closing speech. So we would like to invite the President Shin Jae-soo of NICOM for his concluding speech.
will deliver closing remarks. 여러분 큰 박수로 원장님 모시겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, please make a big round of applause to acting president, Mr. Shin.
예.
Yes, I am Shin Jae-soo, acting president of the NICOM. Very nice to meet you again. So starting from yesterday to today, for 2 days, we have had this 2024 International Symposium on Traditional Medicine. And I would like to thank all the speakers and participants for their excellent contributions. While we are watching photos and video, I believe that that might have been a very good reminder for us what kind of fond memories we have had, but we now have some technical glitch. So, but I would like to briefly review what we have covered for 2 days. So, yesterday we started with the opening ceremony with the ICMART, which is a venue where the renowned acupuncturists have come together. And so the opening ceremony was co-organized by the ICMART and the NICOM. And then we had the International Symposium for Session 1 in the afternoon, which began with my presentation. And we had about 4 presentations in that session. And then in session 2, which was about the ODA, traditional medicine, we talked about where we should head toward and how the traditional medicine can contribute to ODA projects. And then Professor Tehan also talked about what are the challenges and opportunities for ODA. And then we heard from an Uzbekistan speaker about Uzbekistan. And then in session 1 of the second day, which is today, we talked about the Korean medicine doctors' entry into overseas. So the Professor Imam Majid talked about the pathway for NCCAA OM board certification overview, especially for the acupuncturists and how they could advance into the U.S. and also what are the pathways available. So it was a very, very detailed presentation. And by coincidence, the ICMART is an international organization consisting of the acupuncturists. And we actually had some audiences from the ICMART for session 1, and they said that they actually enjoyed the Dr. Iman Majid's presentation a lot. So I would like to express my gratitude. And then we heard the UAE Abu Dhabi case and also the WHO WOPRO and how they promote the traditional medicine with what strategies. And then as for the Uzbekistan case, the Dr. Song Young-il talked about the traditional medicine education in Uzbekistan, and also the Dr. Lee Harim talked about the Korean medicine doctors' entry into Canada and recent trends. And then we had the lunch break, and after that, we had session 4, which was about strategies to attract international patients. So from KD, Mr. Han, he talked about the future prospects and current status for the KO Korean medicine, attracting foreign patients. And then we heard about a Chaseng International Clinic strategy to attract foreign patients. So Dr. Lyman Lawyer talked about this strategy in detail. And then the Dr. Xianan Liu, he talked about the efficacy and patient-centered approaches for China, focusing on the Gwanghwamun Hospital's medical tourism experience. We also heard the presentation about Thailand that the Assistant Director Pak Krong Kwang Kao talked about some strategies that the Thailand has promoted to promote Thai traditional medicine tourism. And so with all these presentations, I was able to garner a lot of insights and also understand the things that I could not previously know. And I think all of these presentations were very informative and insightful, which actually shed us new light. So I sincerely hope that based on all we have heard yesterday and today, I hope that not just the Korean traditional medicine, but also the global traditional medicine can continue to go in tandem and prosper further. So I hope that the symposium might have been an opportunity to promote that development, and the Korea NICOM and also the ministry will continue to work hard so that the traditional medicine can be integrated as a part of the mainstream healthcare system. And so this is a concluding remarks, and I'll briefly read my script from now on. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, today we have finally come to a conclusion of the 2024 International Symposium on Traditional Medicine, or 2024 ISTM, under the theme Where Traditional Korean Medicine Meets the World, the Symposium for Global Expansion. I would like to express my gratitude to the Ministry of Health and Welfare, the Korean Medical Association, and also the NICOM and all the supporters from Korean medicine universities across the country, whose contributions, both material and moral, made this event a success. I would like to also thank the relevant institutions in Jeju and the university officers for joining us despite your busy schedule. Additionally, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the international experts and participants and speakers in traditional medicine who have actively presented and discussed the roles of traditional medicine in the future of healthcare. As you are well aware, with the world entering into an era of aging population, the healthcare environment is undergoing significant changes, and the role of traditional medicine is becoming increasingly important. The symposium, held in the midst of this global trend, has provided a meaningful opportunity to explore the latest research and industry trends in traditional medicine from various countries and discuss the future development based on international cooperation. So the NICOM, a leader in the Korean traditional medicine industry, will continue to work closely with the global experts through future international symposium to ensure a traditional medicine will stand tall as a vital part of the future healthcare. We are committed to advancing the scientific, standardized, and globalized value of traditional Korean medicine to benefit humanity collectively. Once again, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all those in attendance, and I wish you all continued health and happiness. Thank you very much.
이렇게 뜻깊은 행사 준비해 주신 한국 한의학
Thank you. On behalf of NICOM and the Ministry of Health and Welfare, I'd like to ask you to join me in giving him a big hand.
네, 정말 이틀간 많은 연사분들께서 심도
For the last 2 days, we had in-depth discussions as well as presentations by many speakers in this field. I really hope that you can come back to your countries with memories that can be lasting for long. The videos and pictures will be carried on the website. Please refer to that in your own time. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2-day-long 2024 International Symposium on Traditional Medicine. Thank you very much for your support for 2 days.